The truth about success is that while it's appealing, it doesn't come without a cost. It doesn't arrive simply because we desire it or wish for it. Success always has a price, and at some point, every one of us must pay that price. The only real question is, are we willing to? Are we willing to do what's required to make sacrifices, to persevere, and to give our absolute best? Because if we are, then success is within reach. But if we aren't, it will always remain just beyond our grasp. There's something crucial to understand here. Success doesn't always demand payment up front, and its cost isn't always immediately clear. Sometimes we pay that price early in life, working late into the night, investing in personal growth and developing skills when we'd rather be relaxing. Other times the price shows up later when we realize we've been coasting, taking the easy road, and now we're left facing the reality that we didn't put in the effort. The cost of success can come in the form of dedication, time, or patience, but make no mistake, it must be paid. Think about it. Anything meaningful, anything you can look back on with pride and say, I'm glad I accomplished this, required effort and sacrifice. Deep down, we all understand this, yet there's still a part of us that longs for success to come easily, without struggle or inconvenience. That's just human nature. We're wired to seek the path of least resistance. But if we always choose the easy way, we cheat ourselves out of what we could have been. We miss out on the pride, confidence, and fulfillment that come from truly earning something. Because the cost of success isn't just measured in money or time. It's about the person you become in the process. That's where the true value lies. It's about building character, discipline, and resilience. It's about developing the mental toughness to keep moving forward even when everything around us says to quit. And that's not something we're born with. It's something we must learn, cultivate, and strengthen every single day. One of the most important realizations on the road to success is that we're all going to pay a price. The real question is, will we pay the price of discipline or the price of regret? Think about that. Discipline weighs ounces, but regret weighs tons. Discipline requires saying no to distractions, no to temptations, no to the easy way out. But regret, that's a far heavier burden. It's the weight of looking back and knowing we could have done more, been more, tried harder. Imagine two people standing on the edge of a cliff, looking out over a valley filled with opportunity. One is filled with excitement, energized by the possibilities ahead. The other is burdened, weighed down by missed chances and unfulfilled potential. What's the difference between them? One made the payment up front, the price of discipline, effort, and focus. The other kept postponing, avoiding discomfort, and is now left carrying the weight of regret. It's a simple idea, yet incredibly powerful. We all have to pay a price, but the choice of which price we pay is ours. When I first discovered personal development, I didn't have much, barely anything, to be honest. I was just a farm boy with modest means, modest ambitions, and very little direction. But I did have one thing, a desire to succeed. Then I met my mentor, an extraordinary man named Mr. Schoaf. One day he looked at me and said, if you want to be successful, you're going to have to change. At the time, that was difficult to hear. Change? I thought I was doing just fine. But the truth was, I wasn't. I was stuck. And Mr. Schoaf made me realize that if I wanted to rise above where I was, if I wanted to reach new heights, I had to embrace growth, improvement, and change. That was the price I had to pay. He also taught me something else, that success is drawn to those who are willing to work on themselves, who are willing to put in the effort. Success isn't something you demand, it's something you earn. And we earn it by becoming better, by developing discipline, by gaining knowledge, by increasing our value. And yes, that takes time. There are no shortcuts, no quick fixes, no overnight solutions for lasting success. That's exactly why so many people give up. They aren't willing to invest the time in themselves. But those who are, those who say, I'll do whatever it takes, they discover something important. The journey itself is what transforms them. By the time they reach their goals, they're no longer the same person. They're stronger, wiser, more capable. People often ask me what the secret to success is, and my answer, there is no secret. Success isn't hidden. It's not some unsolvable mystery. It's right in front of you. It's in every book that teaches discipline, in every story that pushes you to keep going, in every failure that builds resilience, but it's up to you to act on it. The knowledge is available, the opportunities exist, but they won't come knocking at your door. You have to go after them. You have to decide that you'll take action even when it's uncomfortable, even when it's difficult. It's easy to look at successful people and assume they had it easy, that they had resources, connections, advantages. But let me tell you, every single person you admire has paid a price. Every one of them has faced struggles that tested them, challenges that pushed them, moments where they questioned if it was even worth it, but they kept moving forward because they understood that setbacks, obstacles, and difficulties aren't roadblocks. They're stepping stones. They're part of the process of becoming the kind of person who can handle success. I remember a time when I was struggling in business, when it felt like everything was working against me. Bills were piling up, people were doubting me, even friends were telling me, maybe you should quit. In those moments, I could have walked away. I could have told myself, maybe this just isn't for me. But then I remembered something Mr. Schoaf once told me. He said, don't wish it were easier, wish it were better. That lesson stuck with me because wishing things were easier doesn't change a thing. But wishing to be better, that's something you can act on, something you can work toward, something you have control over. And that's the real price of success. Constantly asking, how can I improve? How can I become stronger, wiser, more capable? It's about taking responsibility, even when it's tempting to blame others or blame circumstances. Because the moment you take responsibility, you take control. You stop waiting for things to change and instead you start working on yourself. And as you grow, as you develop, as you improve, success begins to find you. There's another key part of the price of success that's worth mentioning. Consistency. Doing something once or twice, that's easy. But doing it every single day, that's the challenge. Think of it like building a house. You don't lay the foundation one day and expect a mansion to appear overnight. No, it's brick by brick, day by day, effort by effort. Sometimes progress feels slow. Sometimes it's barely noticeable. But every single brick brings you closer to your goal. And that's what success truly is, the sum of small efforts repeated over and over. Consistency builds character. Consistency builds discipline. And over time, consistency compounds. Rome wasn't built in a day, and neither is success. It's built through patience, persistence, and the willingness to keep going, even when things get tough. And here's the beauty of it. As you stay on the path, as you keep improving, the journey itself becomes rewarding. You start to enjoy the process. You take pride in every step forward, no matter how small. And when you finally reach your goal, you realize it was never just about the destination. It was about the person you became along the way. But you have to be ready for setbacks because they will come. They come for all of us. There's no such thing as a perfectly smooth road to success. And when challenges arise, they will test you. They'll make you question everything, make you wonder if it's even worth it. And in those moments, you have a choice. Give up or keep going. And here's something I've learned. Success doesn't always go to the smartest, the strongest, or the most talented. It goes to the ones who refuse to quit. They're the ones who say, this is tough, but I'm not letting it stop me. I'll find a way through. The thing about success is that it often sits just beyond the point where most people give up. When things seem hardest, when you feel like you've hit a wall, that's often when the breakthrough is about to happen. But you'll never know that unless you keep moving forward. Success is often waiting on the other side of our own resistance, our own fears, our own doubts. It's like a treasure buried beneath layers of challenge, and every layer we push through brings us closer to the reward. But we have to be willing to dig, to endure the blisters, the calluses, the exhaustion, because if we quit halfway, we may never realize just how close we were. And isn't that a sobering thought? To be right there, to have invested so much, only to stop just short of the finish line. Here's something to keep in mind. Success doesn't belong to those who start the fastest. It belongs to those who keep going the longest. It's not about speed, it's about endurance. That's why perseverance is part of the price we must pay. Perseverance means pushing through the pain, pushing through the boredom, and pushing through those moments when progress seems invisible. It's easy to feel discouraged when you're putting in the effort but not seeing immediate results. But understand this, seeds grow underground before they ever break through the soil. And success works the same way. Just because you don't see it yet doesn't mean it's not happening. Keep watering, keep tending, keep nurturing that seed, and eventually it will sprout. When I look back on my own life, on the moments when I was closest to giving up, I realize now that each of those moments was a test of my will, my belief, my commitment. And every time I pushed through, I came out stronger. That strength, that's part of the price of success. It's never handed to you, it's earned. And we earn it by facing the things that are difficult, the things that are uncomfortable, the things we'd rather avoid. But as we push forward, we uncover our true potential. We realize what we're truly capable of. And that realization, that's worth every bit of effort. Now, let's talk about the kind of person you need to become to succeed. Because success isn't just about what you do, It's about your mindset, your attitude. It requires optimism, resilience, and an unshakable belief in your own potential, even when no one else sees it. And sometimes that's the hardest part, believing in yourself when others doubt you. But here's the truth. Your belief in yourself is the fuel that keeps you moving forward, because the road will get rough. People will criticize you. People will doubt you. And sometimes even the people closest to you won't understand what you're trying to accomplish. That's when you have to dig deep and remind yourself why you started in the first place. Ask yourself, why do you want success? Why does it matter to you? What will it bring that nothing else can? Because that answer, that deep personal reason, is what will keep you moving forward. When challenges arise, when things get difficult, a strong why will push you past obstacles. But if your reason is weak, if you're only chasing success for the sake of it, the first real challenge will be enough to stop you in your tracks. And here's something else to keep in mind. Success isn't just about what you achieve, it's about what you contribute. True success is about adding value, about making a difference, about leaving a mark that goes beyond yourself. If your only goal is wealth or fame, then your success will feel empty. But if your goal is to make an impact, to uplift others, to create something meaningful, then your success has depth. And that meaning, that sense of purpose, is what makes the journey truly worthwhile. Because success that serves others, that inspires and empowers people, is the kind of success that stands the test of time. Many people believe success is a solitary journey, but it doesn't have to be. Yes, you have to do the work, make the sacrifices, and stay disciplined, but that doesn't mean you have to do it alone. Find mentors, find friends who believe in you, who encourage you, who remind you of your potential when you forget, because we all need that reminder from time to time. Surround yourself with people who are also striving for success, who understand the price and are willing to pay it. Their example will inspire you, their stories will motivate you, and their support will strengthen you. But be mindful of the company you keep. Not everyone will support your ambitions. Not everyone will understand your vision. Some people will try to hold you back, not because they truly doubt you, but because they fear what your success might mean for them. Be wise enough to distance yourself from those who discourage you, who tell you to settle, who try to convince you that it's not worth the effort. Because if you listen to those voices, they will drain your energy, shake your confidence, and make the price of success seem too high. Choose your circle carefully, because the people around you have a profound influence on your mindset, your motivation, and ultimately your results. There is something powerful about making a firm decision to say, this is what I want, and I'm giving it my all. That kind of decision creates a shift. It shifts your focus, it shifts your energy, it shifts your entire approach to life. And here's the interesting part. Once you commit, once you decide that you're willing to pay the price, you'll start to notice opportunities that were always there but had gone unseen. Solutions will reveal themselves. People who can help you will cross your path. Doors will begin to open, but only after you've made the decision to go all in. That's the power of commitment. And real commitment means that quitting's no longer an option. It means cutting off any escape route, leaving yourself with no option but to move forward. When you give yourself an easy way out, you'll always be tempted to take it when challenges arise. But when you commit fully, when you tell yourself there's no turning back, you force yourself to find a way to succeed. You tap into strength within you that you didn't even know existed. And that strength is part of the cost of success. Another crucial aspect of success is embracing failure. I know that might sound odd, who actually wants to fail, but here's the truth. Failure is one of the best teachers you will ever have. It reveals your weaknesses, it highlights what doesn't work, and most importantly, it builds resilience. Every time you encounter failure, you have a choice. You can either let it discourage you or use it as a tool to grow stronger. Those who succeed aren't the ones who avoid failure. They're the ones who learn from it. They view failure as a stepping stone, not a barrier. Think about a child learning to walk. They fall down countless times, yet do they ever stop trying? No. They keep getting up, they keep improving, and they keep learning. That's exactly the mindset required for success. If you want to achieve anything worthwhile, you have to be willing to stumble, to make mistakes, to even look foolish at times. But every mistake, every misstep brings you one step closer to success. And here's something to always remember. Failure is not the opposite of success. It's a necessary part of the journey. The only way to completely avoid failure is to never try at all. But if you refuse to try, you also eliminate any possibility of success. So embrace failure, welcome the lessons it brings, accept the growth it forces upon you. Because each time you rise after falling, you're not just moving closer to your goals, You're becoming stronger, wiser, and more prepared for what lies ahead. Success also demands a mindset of abundance. And what does that mean exactly? An abundance mindset is the belief that success isn't limited, that someone else winning doesn't mean you lose. When you cultivate this mindset, you don't hesitate to support others, to share your knowledge, to celebrate other people's victories. And that's powerful because when you give, when you encourage, when you help others rise, you create an environment where success flourishes, not just for them, but for you as well. People naturally want to help those who lift others up. On the other hand, a scarcity mindset, one built on fear, jealousy, and competition, closes doors. It makes you defensive, guarded, and insecure. And that fear will ultimately hold you back. True success requires confidence. The confidence to believe there's enough room for everyone. The confidence to know that helping others doesn't take away from your own opportunities. The confidence to recognize that you have something valuable to offer. And when you embody that confidence, when you embrace that abundance mentality, you'll notice that opportunities, people, and success begin to flow into your life in ways you never imagined. So ask yourself, how do you define success? Is it wealth? Is it recognition? Is it power? Those things can certainly be aspects of success, but they don't define the whole picture. True success, the kind that lasts, is about fulfillment. It's about knowing that you've lived up to your potential, that your work has meaning, and that you've made a real difference, because when everything is said and done, it won't be the wealth, the recognition, or the trophies that truly matter. It'll be the impact you've had, the lives you've touched, and the legacy you've built. That's the real price of success, being willing to give more than you take, being willing to leave the world just a little better than you found it. It's about looking beyond yourself, beyond your own needs, and finding ways to serve others. And the amazing thing is when you focus on giving, on making a difference, on adding value to the lives of those around you, success finds you. That's one of life's greatest paradoxes. The more you give, the more you receive. That's what real success is all about. So never forget, success has a cost. It demands commitment, it demands discipline, it demands sacrifice. It requires you to keep pushing forward when most people quit, to embrace failure as a teacher, to remain humble when you win, and to lift others up along the way. It's not easy and it's not instant, but it's worth it because at the end of the day, success isn't just about what you accomplish, it's about who you become in the process. And that, my friends, is a price worth paying.